it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about how to save a little bit of gas in your off-road rig, whether it's a Jeep, Toyota, 4Runner, anything. I'm going to give you some tips today because the price of gas today is ridiculous. We just bought my old lady a Wrangler, and it was kind of a bad time to do that because we got a really good deal on the Wrangler. That's a plus, but it costs $67 to fill that thing up. I'm just going to give you guys some tips on how to save some money on your daily driver. If you're like me, if you're on this channel, you probably are. You got either a Wrangler or a Cherokee, and you got 35s, and you got a big lift kit. And the problem with that is, for one, you raise the center of gravity, which you're pushing against the wind. When it comes to a Cherokee, it's like driving a deep freezer down the highway. It's very unaerodynamic, and throwing some 35s on there with some steel rims or bigger rims doesn't help its case at all. And then we got metal bumpers, all the gear that we carry, and all that good stuff. So let's go ahead and get into the video and talk about the number one thing that people look over. And it's kind of expensive, and that's why they kind of dread doing it. You can save a couple gallons of gas by actually re-gearing your Jeep. You go to bigger tires, you need to re-gear your Jeep so it runs the same as it did when it was stock. Because if you don't re-gear your Jeep, what happens is when you put bigger tires on it, your engine works harder, your transmission works harder, and you may see it overheat just a hair also, and you use more fuel because it's working harder to turn those bigger tires. So if you get a re-gear, it will put you back to the stock feeling and the stock specs that you need to be at with the bigger tires, and you'll go back to saving gas, and you'll have that horsepower back again and that peppy feeling that you had when your Jeep was stock. Number two, plan ahead. After you buy your lift kit, when you buy your bumpers and your wheels and your tires, make sure you go as light as possible. That's why everybody's going to aluminum bumpers and all that good stuff. And that's why I like stubby bumpers, because they're strong, but they're not as big as full-size bumpers, and they're not as heavy. So when it comes to your wheels, I have steel wheels on my Wrangler, and that thing sucks gas. I think the tires and the wheel combo, they're like 140 pounds a piece, so that's a pretty good weight with steel rims and 35s. And so when you buy wheels, if you're off-roading, make sure you get wheels that are functional, but I would honestly go with aluminum, because we have aluminum on this Cherokee right here, and it turns them no problem, and I'm still running 355 gears. So make sure you plan ahead when you buy your stuff. The lighter, the better, because people don't compensate for what they're going to be carrying in their Jeep when they go off-roading. The gear, the extra parts, the snacks, the people, all this other stuff that goes in the Jeep. They don't think about that when they get the front bumper, the rear bumper, the rock sliders, the big tires, the big wheels. They don't think about that stuff. So when you go to buy your bumpers and your wheels, make sure you go as light as possible. That brings us to number three. You daily drive your rig, and I feel your pain because it sucks a lot of gas. It's almost like you can't pass a gas station, especially nowadays. So what I recommend doing is, going to lighter wheels, lighter bumpers, or ordering lighter wheels and lighter bumpers. And when you're just going to work or to town or just driving around or going fishing or whatever it may be, something easy, I recommend taking everything out of your Jeep. I usually carry spare parts, recovery gear, all kinds of stuff in my Jeep, and it really weighs it down. And hauling that on a daily basis will actually, weigh down your Jeep, and you're wasting more fuel. So clean out your Jeep, put it somewhere. You don't need your spare parts, you don't need your recovery gear and all the junk that lays in the back. Clean it out, and you'll be surprised on how much gas you can save by doing that. Number four, if you really want to do this, you can. It will wear your tires a little bit funny and different, but you can air up your tires and get a little bit better gas mileage. Honestly, I've got better fuel mileage with the recommended tire pressure off the door than I have doing the chalk test, but that's where were in between. So do you want better gas mileage, or do you want your tires to wear better? So it's always a game when it comes to off-roading and on-roading and building your rig for off-road and driving it on-road. It's always a game you got to play. So which one do you want? So if you did all these, I'm sure of it that you would save some gas. Regearing, tire pressure, emptying out your Jeep, and going lighter with everything on your Jeep, you will save some gas. So this was just a tip to help you guys out. There's tons of other things you can do also, but this day and age, it doesn't hurt to, do little things to help you save a little bit of gas and a little bit of money. A little bit of money you can put in a jar and buy more Jeep parts. I'm Cherokee Ronnie. Stay dirty, my friends.